So I'm quite sad to report that I've actually I've experienced my first loss of a colony which I've had for the good part of 3 years, and it's this strand of, I guess, these bees were really quite close to me in regards to how strong they were, and how sort of it was my first beehive as well. I'm not ashamed to say this, but yeah, I've lost them, and it is quite sad. And I only just found out because I was just applying treatment for varroa. I've been checking up on them every few weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, you know, just popping in. They were fine last week, and things have just turned for the worse. So this is what it sort of looks like. I'm not ashamed of sharing something which is a delicate subject, because, you know, bees are like family, and, you know, they are beings, aren't they? So I went to, they've been feeding as normal, you know. I couldn't see anything wrong with them, but yeah, I'm quite sort of sad about it, as you can tell from my voice. Haven't experienced anything like this before. So yeah, I'm just going to get in contact with my association, and that's the good thing, being a part of an association. You know, people help people, so fellow beekeepers who are quite experienced as well. So let's pick up this. Okay, this will pick up that one. Let's pick up this. My plan was, I know that the frames are very deep in colour, and I was planning to actually swap over the frames and the wax and stuff this coming season. So these are only 3 years in regards to the frame, but I just don't know what's happened. It's the first time I've ever experienced anything like this. There doesn't seem to be any clues outside of the hive where, you know, there's a lot of muck or anything like that. But, I guess this is a part of nature. This is what happens. But it has come as a shock. I didn't expect anything like this. So yeah, dead bees. I don't know what's happened. So what I'm going to do next is get in contact with my Beekeepers Association and just take some guidance. It's quite tough, you know, we're living through COVID as well at the moment, so don't know what will happen, but I've still got one colony there which has survived. It's a small colony, but might be able to, once summer starts, might be able to split them. But yeah, very sad, because this was my first beehive. This is the beehive I used to actually, this is the colony which I sat the flow hive on. So the flow hive was sat on there. So yeah, this has come as a mystery to me. They were a strong genotype, they were strong bees, but anything's possible in this day and age. So okay, bye from me for now, and I might give you an update and see what happens. What's happening? Morning everyone. Yeah, I still haven't recovered from what I discovered yesterday. This hive, basically the whole colony basically died, and it's my first kind of loss major loss of a colony, and disappointed, to be honest, because as a beekeeper you put in so much effort as well, like to keep the bees alive, and when things like this happen, it's just Mother Nature, and you've got to sort of learn from it as well. So what I'm going to do is sort of make this kind of YouTube video in regards to what you should do after you've discovered you've actually lost your colony and completely dead. What do you do? And sort of talk you through that as well. So first thing is, I'm a part of a Beekeepers Association, and I pay my membership on an annual basis, and that's really good because you also meet like-minded individuals and more experienced beekeepers as well. So I got in contact with one of my friends from the Beekeepers Association, and he advised me go through the hive, try to figure out what might have gone wrong. So I'm going to go through the hive again, have a look through and see if there's any kind of signs of disease or anything I've learnt in the past few seasons from other beekeepers. I'm going to take some photos just as evidence, and just go from there. And then the second thing, he said that it's actually 1 in 4 colonies which actually survive winter. And that's not to make myself feel good, but I've got to remember this is actually Mother Nature. I am, these colonies aren't robotics. They're not. It's a part of living. Life and death is a part of living. So these things happen. I've got to come to terms with it. I've got to move on. But also then I've got to learn if there's anything I've actually done wrong as well, so I can improve my technique, my beekeeping kind of knowledge and skill. So those kind of things which I have to actually think about. Other thing is, what do I do with all of the dead bees, and what do I do? So what I'll do is I'll clear the whole hive, take all the dead bees, put them into like a newspaper, and then just get rid of them. And then what do I do with the frames, the brood frames? Because obviously it doesn't have a super. It has a super because I haven't got EEC on it, but I've basically got a super on it. Ideally it should be EEC, but what do I do in regards to the brood frames? So take all the wax, and I can use that to melt down and have that as wax. Get rid of the frames, and then just scorch the whole beehive. So get a flame and go through and just basically flame the whole hive. So it sort of it's a way of neutralizing and cleaning up the hive. So that's what I do, and then get prepared for the season coming ahead. Hopefully we have really good weather, and don't get me wrong, I do have another hive there, another colony, which I got last year, and I was quite fortunate. That is when they actually arrived, that was a big colony. Obviously during winter they size down, and there's winter bees, and then when summer appears and the brood starts growing, I'll have really good, hopefully I'll have a good hive enough. Hopefully I'll have a hive there which I can split, and then I can have two hives back, and maybe 3. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to prepare myself, do what I need to do, show you a few clips of what I'm doing. Don't want to bore you, just want to get on with it. Take care. Thanks very much for watching. So what I'm going to do now is put my glove on firstly. It's start of January, it's quite cold, but yeah, I did check that colony yesterday. They're doing all right, but it's just this colony, I don't know what happened, so I'm gonna try going through, just yeah, you know, first time for everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the hive apart, get rid of what I need to get rid of, sort of deal with it, you know. It's just unfortunate what's happened. Didn't expect this to happen, but you know, this is a part of Mother Nature, isn't it? So it is what it is. So I didn't have a eek on the hive. I just had a super box. Took me a minute to actually think about that. Yeah, just had a super box because I didn't have another eek, and you know, usually had that kind of chat with fellow beekeeper, and he said, well, you know, even if you do have a brood box on it, it's still protecting the hive, isn't it? And bees can actually, you know, they can keep really warm for a long time. Have a look at, you know, looking at the bee itself, there's no signs of anything in regards to disease or anything, but I'll have a look at I'll take a gander at the frames themselves and see what comes about. Not a pretty sight. Not a pretty sight at all. Have a look. I can I'm just looking in the actual cells of the brood, just to see if there's any clues or anything. To be honest, I can't really see anything. I can't see anything. And you got to remember that this is like, you know, really cold conditions, so things can actually freeze up as well. So I'm not going to bore you with this, but I'm going to go and have a look through all the frames and just see if there's anything I can see, and then take it from there. So really quickly, I've stripped all the frames and collected all the wax there. So I'll melt that down at some point. I'm going to clean up the hive, take all the bees, put them in a newspaper, and then eventually just burn the frames, and just get rid of the frames. Don't want any contamination or cross-contamination or anything like that. So I'm going to quickly just do that. So hopefully, yeah, that sort of helps what I'm doing. And then I'll at some point tomorrow I'll scorch the whole hive, and hopefully, God, it's a long job, you know. Oh yeah, and remember, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks very much.